camera, video, ready to go. My little light, and my other little light, and I'll put the little EMF thingy in my pocket. I don't think I'll take a recorder because this is pretty good at picking up. That's where I picked up my singing ghosts. So we'll see. So wish me luck.
Oh.
If you hear anything like the toilet or stuff while I'm going, let me know. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose you. But you will at least let me get to see me walk out the door. All right, I'm off, guys. And yeah, when I get back,
there she goes.
Okay, I'm going.
Bye. Oh, she's going through the exit. And she was never heard from again. But anyways, Karen is going on her adventure there, and we can hope that she would reconnect somehow. That's not going to happen. Let's be honest. But Karen is going on her adventure to go throughout the rest of the facility. And I'm sure she's having her own adventure, of course, but we're not able to share exactly what she's doing. But I would ask the gang here in the chat, what do you think? What do you imagine that she's experiencing right now? Because knowing Karen as we do, I would imagine she's like, just boring. This is boring. This is stupid. I heard a story about this and it's totally fake. It's crap. I'm outside now. Maybe there's a horse or a raccoon or a squirrel or something I could possibly see. No, it's nighttime. Of course, I can't see anything. So we can just sit here and fill time while Karen eventually comes back, because she has no idea that we can't hear her, can't see her. Zero communication with what she's doing. She could be zipped off to another dimension at this point. We would never know. But let's be honest. Karen is having the adventure of her life. This is exactly what Karen would want to be doing, no matter what, internet or no. I would hope that she is having an amazing time, no matter what is going on. Oh, see, we've gone so far, we've even lost the base communication, where it's just me, my show now, that you're going to have to listen to. Now, I understand that may disturb some of you. Relax. It isn't so bad. Just me. But Karen will be back, because, of course, she's on a very short trip to a extra dimensional space that we couldn't possibly conceive of being mere humans, but she's far, far away from where it could possibly imagine from. But she'll be back, because she said so. So we can only imagine what she's going through right now. But let's try and imagine, what is she really doing? Let's be honest. She went just beyond that doorway that we saw. She's probably sitting down and having a smoke and a drink, similar to this, and is laughing at all of us for thinking that she's some other dimension away, because that would be silly. Which then brings us to, where do you think Karen is right now? Is she inside? Is she outside? Is she stuck in the interdimensional realm of the basement of the facility that she's in? I don't imagine that she's very lost. She's just out of reach from the signal that we could possibly imagine that she's at right now. But anyways, what do you think? We're going to ask the audience, where is Karen at this very moment? She's certainly not in Australia. She may not even be in the US. She may be outside of time and space. We don't know. Sing to you? Oh, that's a fate worse than death. You don't want that. But what we can imagine is she's in a happier place with wild horses that she can carefully walk up and pet. That was if you haven't seen that on her Facebook, it was truly charming seeing these, because in the western part of the U.S. and like a central part of Oklahoma, there are still wild bands of horses that run amok, completely wild, that are totally feral. That it's amazing that they're able to, because we imagine horses that you have to give them hay and water and things like that. You think of them as a farm type animal that couldn't possibly survive on their own. Honestly, they really do. There's giant populations of them throughout all of Nevada and central Oklahoma, where they roam free and do whatever they like. So to see them in the wild like that, it is kind of majestic. And knowing that she got to see a little bit of that of herself is, I'm super happy that she got to experience that, because I've seen it in Oklahoma myself. They're not the same as what you would think of regular, farm raised, type horses, that are used to being around people and stuff like that, where they're just wild. To see them out in this kind of natural type habitat, it's pretty amazing. I'm super happy she got to experience that herself. Morgan Freeman. If Morgan Freeman should be worried, because I am the next generation of wildlife compilation thermographer. No, that's not the right word. But anyways, we can certainly sit here and imagine where Karen is right now. I'm sure she is going through great detail, talking about some rocky, almost cavernish type facility that she's found, that it was a secret entrance somewhere deep underground, perhaps even a small lizard man introduced her to this secret chamber somewhere deep under the facility that she has been in. And she's seeing the inner earth as we speak. Because, of course, the deeper you go, of course, a little bit warmer, which, of course, you would certainly want to experience yourself, being very chilly on the surface. She's going to seek that warmth. So she was going to go a little bit deeper, and she's going to discover, the lizard people. They don't like to be called that, but let's just a basic description. She goes down, and she goes, yes, I'm stalling for time, because we don't know how long she's really going to be gone. So we're just going to talk about lizard people. So as, of course, she goes a little bit deeper in her research, she will find that there is that very structured brick-like surface that we saw earlier from the video, where that's going to continue, where that similar brickwork is going to go into that traditional format, where it's going to look a little bit more like, ancient archaeology stuff, which we won't go that deep into because that's a whole other topic. But, she could, of course, be going that deep, several layers, I'm sure, from where she's at, even though she's at a higher altitude, which doesn't make sense. But that's the thing about the strangeness about the things that we investigate, is it doesn't have to make sense, because none of it really makes sense, especially when I'm talking about it and making it up on the fly. So imagine, Karen is somewhere Middle Earth, some point, thousands of feet beneath the surface of the planet that we currently enjoy, which we could imagine, she's encountered a few indigenous alien life forms that would be strange to her. But of course, being from Australia, has seen stuff way more dangerous than them. So she's fairly brushed them all aside and is currently keeping on that current path deeper and deeper into the earth, where, of course, eventually she will find that central glowing orb somewhere in the center of the planet, which, the lizard men are kept at bay and all things. They don't like the lizard men. I get it. But they will find, that she is an amazing person all on her own, that they will grant her that audience with the Queen Lizard Kingdom, that she can go ahead and just have free reign, where she can go wherever she likes and continue on, where she can go and explore any nook and cranny of their entire kingdom. And they're fine with that because, honestly, it's Karen from Australia. Why wouldn't you? So she would go on and investigate as it goes on. And she would find, I would imagine, eventually, but probably by this time, because she's been gone for quite a while now, that her journey into the center of the planet, that it's not as different as you would think. There's just no sky, of course, until you go like super deep. Then the sky like reverses itself and it's incredible. But that's a whole other story. But where Karen currently is, I'm sure she's at a point where she's still seeing, design structure in the wall. She surely is seeing, actual brickwork along the way, which I'm sure she's following, because, that would be natural that you would do that. Am I getting close anywhere in the chat? How am I doing? So anyways, Karen, I'm sure, is adventuring along and finding her way through Middle Earth at this stage, because, one does not merely walk through Mordor, except for Karen. She can just breathe through there as free as she like, mostly because, she has her webcam, that she can show us exactly what's going on. And I am looking forward to seeing that video. But with Karen right now, of course, I'm sure by this time he's realized she's probably gone a bit far and has certainly been way out of contact, and is probably circling around to realize maybe I've gone too far. I should probably try and, communicate with home base, because she is certainly far out of range from her simple, device. By now, I'm sure she's circled around by now and said, maybe I've gone too far. It's time to go back. Time to circle back. She may have to ask directions from some of the lizard people deep beneath the earth that she's been in contact with this entire time. She'll, of course, have to, get on the tram that leads, 15,000 miles per hour to go through the center of the earth back to the surface and stuff like that. It's actually kind of a hassle. Let's be honest. Who doesn't get lost in those things? They always have the charts up on the wall. They never make sense. And they're, it's like, well, which way is the green way? Well, does the green go up or down? They don't explain that stuff because it makes sense to them, but they don't tell us. Anyways, I'm sure she has figured it out by now that, there's only one up, because, if you let go of something, it falls towards the center, and you go, that would be down. So anything that could be, you want to go the opposite way. You want to go up. So by now I'm sure she has figured that out because she's a very intelligent lady. And she's picked up her phone off of the floor, and she's circled back around to where she is certainly making her way back to the surface of the planet, to where, she will soon come back in range of her phone and the rest of, communication with, the outside world, where we can find out what she's been up to all of this time. So as she circles around, we will casually, wait as she's, making her labyrinthine ways back up to the surface of the earth. I'm sure the lizard people were more than happy and, more than cordial with her the entire time, because let's be honest, Karen is pretty amazing, and she would certainly know how to handle herself amongst a few simple lizard people. So she certainly circled around and is starting her way back at this point, and is trying to reconnect to our system here on the surface, where we can find out exactly what it is that she's been up to. To go with the horses. That's correct, Grizzly. It's the horses that lead the way. That's actually her focus. That's her beacon that is leading her back to the surface, that she would allow her to get back into range of the Washoe Club Wi-Fi, as it were, to communicate with us, to find out that she's okay. I'm like seconds away from a sneeze. I don't know when it's going to happen. It could be within seconds. Sorry. Excuse me. Usually I hide that within conversation when someone else is talking, but you unfortunately had to deal with it live. And I apologize. So anyways, so we're still waiting for our dear friend Karen to work her way back up into the lower ionosphere section of the inner Earth that she's worked from, and will be able to tell us exactly what she's experienced from the lizard people deep within the Earth, and let us know if they at least had decent snacks for the wait, because it certainly has been a while, and I would imagine, being good hospitable hosts, they would have provided at least a slight modicum of a reasonable snack. Does anyone have a particular snack that they would imagine the lizard people from the center of the Earth would have provided for our friend Karen? Because I can only imagine it would be some kind of crunchy insect, I would imagine, maybe, or possibly some other form of lizard that we're not familiar with. Certainly, well, pizza, of course. Well, there's certainly pizza of any kind would be totally acceptable. Of course, adventures with Beth. I would expect nothing less, especially from our denizens from the center of the Earth. That would only be hospitable. That we would expect that she would have the best pizza found in inner Earth. I would imagine there's, what would be the let's see, lizards, inner Earth, I'm trying to think of it like a Chuck E. Cheese kind of reference for lizards and inner Earth, and I'm not really getting it. But you can make up your own jokes here, which is the amazing part about inner Earth, is it's interdimensional. So it doesn't really necessarily confine itself to what I imagine it is. It's whatever you imagine it is as well, because that's the fascinating part about inner Earth, is it's not necessarily real, but It's entirely real. Where anything you can imagine, it's way beyond that. So the unimaginable pizza is certainly within Karen's grasp right now, that I'm sure she is snacking on and enjoying, while we have to sit up here with regular mortal pizza and, hope some crappy ass Papa John's is going to satisfy us, which it would not. Because let's be honest, Papa John's kind of sucks. But not as bad as Domino's. Let's be clear. But interdimensional pizza, certainly superior to anything you could find on the surface of the planet. But I'm sure she's enjoying that snack, and is why we haven't heard from her yet, because she's certainly been gone a little while. That obviously it must have the cheesy crust in the interdimensional pizza from the netherworlds that she certainly enjoys. I mean, well, who wouldn't enjoy it? Because it's cheesy crust. Let's be honest. Who doesn't enjoy a good cheesy crust? Especially with like that super, like that tangy, spicy dipping sauce. That's great. But I'm sure she's enduring, something along those lines, which is why we haven't seen or heard from her yet. And this is why we're still waiting. What is this going to go on all day? Apparently so. And anyways, Karen should be along shortly, because, she is only a little bit, I imagine, just outside of her Wi-Fi signal and able to communicate with us from the inner Earth. The lizard people, I'm sure, have certainly elevated her back to a certain altitude where she could contact with us. And there she is. Welcome back to the surface world, Karen. I have certainly beaten the bushes discussing where you have been, and I've had my own evaluation of where you've been, and I would imagine my version is way better than what you've experienced.
Yes, I would imagine so. So the reason I'm down a bit quick is not because anything happened, but because when you're on the top level, I can hear the karaoke going on next door in the pub next door.
Karaoke?